Hello class 9. Today we will start with or continue with the salient feature of our constitution, and the second last part we are covering in this very video, that is a welfare state. So welfare state is one where the government plays a vital role in the social economic well-being of its citizens. The Indian constitution aspired to establish a welfare state in India by assuring the citizen of India not just political democracy but social democracy. What is social democracy? It's that equality will prevail. And how it is possible? When Britishers left us, we were in a terrible economic crisis, and we have to be welfare society and a concerned society, and only giving political democracy, that is the right to vote, will not be sufficient. We have to be helpful towards those section of the society who were not well off. So this is the reason why we have opted a welfare state, and the state has the right. Just now coronavirus is there, state is giving 500 rupees to all these people who are having that Jan Dhan Yojana card and all that, so that they can survive. Those who are doing well, they will not get the privilege, but those who are not able to attain, who are a daily wage worker, who are not able to earn for themselves well, for them the government is giving support. So this is the, even in hospital right now, if you treat coronavirus in the hospital, it is free of charge. So this is the work of a welfare state or a government. So India is a welfare state because we have not achieved that level where people can take care of their needs by themselves. Okay, there are still section of society who are not very much well off. So government has to take responsibility for them. Now, the last but not the least, combination of rigidity and flexibility. This is in regard of the lawmaking process. So the process of rewriting any part of the constitution is called amendment. You are aware of it. So if a country's constitution can be amended by simple majority in parliament, that is when more than half of the member of the parliament votes for it and it get passed. It is flexible in nature. However, if a constitution can be amended only by a special majority, what is special majority here? When more than 2/3 of the member in the central government and in the state government vote for it. So it becomes very complex. Why? Because in central maybe one party is leading or having the authority, but in different state, like in West Bengal TMC is there, in Orissa BJD is there. Like that, different states are having different political party. So it becomes very difficult to get the law passed, or get the bill passed, not law passed. Okay, so or do the amendment. Okay, so there are few laws which can be easily passed, and that is called flexible. That is the flexibility. And the rigidity of amendment comes when the state and the central government both have to pass. So this makes the Indian constitution partly rigid and partly flexible. In certain provision of the constitution can be amended by simple majority in parliament. This makes the constitution very flexible. Okay, but legislative assembly and parliament working together, it is a bit complex. So this makes the constitution rigid, and ensures that, as well as it ensures that no one can tamper with some of the most fundamental aspects of the constitution. What does it mean? That there are some laws which shouldn't be changed flexibly, otherwise it might turn the democracy into dictatorship. Okay, might be it gives more power to the central government than the state government, and it becomes dictatorship, and democracy is nowhere. So for this reason, to check this problem, our constitution maker had made the amendment process partially rigid and partially flexible. So this is completion of the chapter.